Welcome to dignitaries and participants. I, CA K. Ranjit Kumar, Chairman Puducherry Branch of SIRC of ICI, on behalf of Professional Skill Enrichment Committee, ICI, welcome to all the participants. Today's webcast on navigating the growth mindset journey for chartered accountants. I also welcome to CA Dr. Anuj Goyal, Chairman, Professional Skill Enrichment Committee, ICI. Madam CA Sri Priya Kumar, Vice Chairman, Vice Chairperson, Professional Skill Enrichment Committee, ICI. Today's resource person, CA Pooja Badia, and all the event enablers, CA N Kushal Raj, Vice Chairman, Puducherry Branch, CAP Mohan Raj, Secretary, Puducherry Branch, CA Mayo Kasliwal, Treasurer, Puducherry Branch, CAM Rajesh Kumar, Sikasa Chairman, Puducherry Branch, and CA MS Manjubashni, MC member, Managing Committee member of Puducherry Branch, and others present over here. Now, let me introduce Madam CA Sri Priya, Madam, Central Council member, 2022-25 of Institute of ICI. She had earlier served as a Central Council member 2016-19 and in the South India SIRC in 2012-15. She is currently chairperson of Sustainability Reporting Standard Board, ICI, and also vice chairperson of Professional Skill Enrichment Committee, ICI, Corporate Laws and Corporate Governance Committee, ICI, and members of various non-standing committee of ICI. I request Sri Priya Madam to address the gathering.
Good morning, everybody, and a very, very happy morning to all of you. On behalf of the Professional Skills Enrichment Committee of ICI, along with my chairman, CA Dr. Anuj Goyal, who will be joining us very shortly, I extend a very, very warm and a very, very hearty welcome to all of you to the 11th webcast of this committee. This committee was created in February this year to enable chartered accountants to develop their soft skills. So one of the fundamental things was some of us have attended GNCS, some of us have not. But after that, we found that there is no real formal training program to guide chartered accountants on some very important skills like leadership, communication, written communication, personality development, critical thinking, design thinking, emotional intelligence, embracing growth, which is what we're going to talk about today. So the committee felt, in fact, we walked up to the president and we said, look, this is something that's most important, so let's do it. And the council approved this committee. And what's very interesting is we've taken a three-path journey on how we will do things. And I must tell you that two of the paths have already gone live. One is these webinars, the webcasts that we are holding. This is the 11th, and I reckon we would have covered about 40,000 man-hours, including today. So that's the kind of response we've seen for this committee. The second thing is, this is for specific information for all of you. You'll be receiving mails on something called as PSEC 100, which is we want to do 100 days, small batches of training programs. I think we've already finished about 12 to 15 over the last couple of weeks. So 3 days a week, we are having a small group of chartered accountants, 30, 40, 50 people maximum, on a completely interactive mode, guided by one trainer. So we've done things like communication, we've done leadership, small modules where people can interact. And in addition to these webinars, I think those small workshops have been found to be very useful. In fact, the nice thing about those small workshops is that we're seeing a lot of repeat participants coming in. So people are wanting to do most of the modules with us. So in fact, we are happy to do this twice every day for 1 hour. If we get registrations, we can have more batches. We've priced it at a very nominal ₹100 per participant and a small batch and a very good trainer. The third thing we've done is we've developed 8 standard course modules covering 8 important skills. We've done the PowerPoint presentation as a standard and as a video for the guidance of the trainers. we're encouraging all branches to run these workshops. Guided by any HR faculty you can find even in your branch, or you can come back to us, we can give you the faculty. And these programs are heavily supported by the committee. There are grants available. So request all branches to go back to your chairpersons. We are also independently interacting with the chairpersons to make this happen. Now, coming to the topic, so my request is we'd like a lot of participation, especially from members in industry also. Most of the times we are seeing participation from members of the practice segment. So as far as the topic of the day is concerned, it's embracing a growth mindset. So what's about a growth mindset? See, somehow as chartered accountants, we tend to be very conservative, and we really are not too much on our personal branding, etc. But in this day and age, especially in a very digital age, I think it's important to be seen and presented well, to enhance our professional and even our personal journeys. So, and in terms of a growth mindset, there are two kinds of growth. One is personal growth and the second is professional growth. I always believe that the professional growth will automatically follow if you can set a personal growth mindset for yourself. And so what are the core elements of a personal growth mindset would be, it's a belief that you can always turn better. Like we say, no, tomorrow will always be a better day. And everything will be good in the end. And if it's not good, it's not the end. There is more to go. The ability to embrace challenges, I think, is very important for a growth mindset. See, we're always in some kind of a comfort zone. We feel this is enough. I think even personally, it's important to aspire for something bigger. And in this, people say you have to be the best version of yourself. Today, the question to ask is, am I the best version of myself today? Can I be a better version tomorrow? The third is, when you're talking about challenges, there will also be setbacks. How do you actually manage those setbacks? It's okay. Everybody makes mistakes. Everybody grows. And, unless you go through those stepping stones of failure, you can't go to the moon. So you have to walk up that path. Fourth is, the ability to master whatever you're doing. I think that's important in the growth mindset. To say, okay, if I'm doing, let's say, if I'm getting into some exercise and things like that, how can I think about running a marathon? I mean, it's not that the marathon is the important part. It's the journey to the marathon that's possibly the important part. Similarly, if we are in a proprietary practice, can we scale up? Can we merge with others? Can we network? Can we grow? And I think the most important thing about, a growth mindset is also about criticism. So it's not that every day, every time people are going to wake up and say, Pooja, you've done a great job. Or Ranjit sir, you've done a great job. That sometimes people say, no, you could have done something better. How do you encounter this? I'm sure this is, and I've not spoken to Pooja on what she's going to talk about, but I think these are some things that I felt are very relevant in the context of a growth mindset. Now, all of you will be wondering, what is this event enabler? Why should Ranjit Kumar sir from Pondicherry be the host for this webinar along with his team? So that's another decision the PSCC made this year. We said we don't want to be, sitting like a committee in ICAI doing something. We want to interact with branches. We want to interact with our leaders. And welcome to CA Dr. Anuj Goyalji, whom I've said this in a webinar before. Leadership is about creating other leaders. So he gives us a completely free hand to experiment. Sometimes things don't go right, but I think it's great. And I've learned so much from him. Welcome, Dr. Anuj ji. So that's the reason why we are having these event enablers, both in the PSCC and in the Sustainability Board, where I happen to be the chair and Dr. Anuj is the vice chair. We've said we need our people because the committee or ICI is nothing without our members who make it possible. So on this great occasion, I take this opportunity to also welcome the event enablers. CA Ranjit Kumar sir, CA N. Kushal Raj, CA Mohan Raj, CA Rajesh Kumar, CA Mayur Kasliwal, and CA Manju Bashini. So we also have diversity, 3 women on this event. So that's very, very nice. And a very, very warm and a very hearty welcome to all of you. One thing we'll be very happy is if you think there's something positive you've learned from this program, if you can kindly put it in the chat. In addition to your questions, in the next series of webinars that we host, we'll pick the nice comments which are comprehensive. We'll try and even incorporate it in the brochure so that others are encouraged to come forward to these programs. In fact, Sambhaji will also come back to you. If you can give us some sound bites also, we'll be very happy to take it on board and put it for the benefit of the larger fraternity. So thank you very, very much for being here on this really bright, happy, and possibly hot Saturday morning. I'm told Delhi is going to be the hottest in the next 3 days. So welcome to one and all once again. Thank you.
Thank you, madam, for your presenting for importance of developing the soft skill and growth mindset.
Sir, and of course, a very hearty welcome to the lady I see on screen, CA Pooja Bhardiya too. So.
Okay. Now, let me introduce our professional enrichment committee chairperson, CA Dr. Anuj Goyal, Central Council member 2022 to 25 of ICAI, as a qualified CA, FCA, FCS, FCMA, MCOM, LLB, PhD, DISA, DIRF. Besides, he is a 6-time Central Council member since 2004. Chairman, Professional Skill Enrichment Committee, Chairman, Ethical Standard Board, ICI, Convener, Public and CDS Directorate, Vice Chairman, Sustainability Reporting Standard Board, Vice Chairman, Taxation Audit Quality Review Board, and members of various non-standing committee of ICI. He is a dynamic Central Council member who always with the prime objective to serve members of ICI at large and always stands with foreign members of ICI. He had earlier served as a chairman of CIRC of ICI and in other position of CIRC of ICI, chairman of Ghaziabad branch CIRC of ICI before joining to ICI Council. So now I request Anuj Goyal sir to address the gathering.
Thank you very much, our Honorable Chairman of Puducherry branch, CAK Ranjit Kumar sir. We are having the presence of our Honorable Vice Chairperson, CA Sripriya Kumar ma'am, who is leading this committee from front. We are having the presence of our very, very prominent resource person who is helping us in a great way in the endeavor of this newly formed Professional Skill Enrichment Committee, CA Pooja Bhardiya ji. And we are having Dr. Sabir Kumar Misra ji, Secretary of PSCC, and of course our event enablers, Mohan Raj ji and Mayur ji, along with Ranjit Kumar ji, and all the respected delegates from each and every part of the country, outside country also, who are with us in large numbers, in thousands, on this very, very important topic for the profession, navigating the growth mindset journey. And we are having the best of the resource person, none other than CA Pooja Bhardiya ji. And I'm quite confident that with the help and support of all our resource persons and with the support of Sripriya ma'am, we will certainly be doing something very, very concrete for the best of the accounting professionals of the world, the best of the chartered accountants of the world, to enrich further their skills, because it is an unending process, and and it is a USP of the members of ICI. They are that irrespective of the age, they are always ready to learn, unlearn, and relearn. So the concept of the growth mindset, friends, is based on the belief that you have the desire, ability, and potential to learn and develop. It is based on the understanding that no matter the current circumstances, individuals are in control of their own growth and development. This type of mindset is often seen in successful individuals because it gives them the confidence to strive for success, even when faced with difficult clients and challenging goals. Having a growth mindset is very, very important, not just in your work life, but also in your personal life. So it is very, very important for the chartered accountants in their personal life also. It can promote increased resilience and adaptability, help to successfully navigate change, foster greater creativity and innovation. and provide a foundation for holistic well-being. A growth mindset can also lead to increased confidence and improved relationships, both personal and professional. It can help to motivate individuals to grow, learn new skills, and find the best solutions to meet the ever-changing demands of life. A growth mindset encourages individuals to remain open to new experiences and become comfortable with uncertainty, setting the foundation for future growth. If you are worried that you do not always have a growth mindset, do not stress yourself out even more. This is not something you are born with, it is something you can develop with practice. So I'm quite confident with the help and support of CA Pooja Bhatia ji. We will be certainly knowing more about this and how we can navigate the growth mindset journey. I think it is very, very important for all of us. I will not be taking over further time as we are very, very eager to hear our honorable resource person. I once again compliment Sri Priya ma'am, Sammit ji, and the event enablers of the Puducherry branch, Chairman Ranjit Kumar ji, Mayur ji, and Mohan Raj ji for supporting us in this endeavor. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir, for gracing the program. Now, our Vice Chairperson Puducherry branch, N. Kushal Raj, is supposed to present the objective of the program. Due to some exigency, is not able to join. So, let me present the objective of the program. The growth mindset is a belief system that promotes the idea that abilities and intelligence can be developed with the time, effort, and dedication. These are all aspects of yourself that can grow, evolve, and improve with perseverance and over time. Growth mindset is a perspective that welcomes and embraces learning, resilience, and growth from failures. Cultivating a growth mindset is crucial because it fosters resilience, facilitates learning, fuels success. It encourages you to view challenges as opportunities, improving adaptability and problem solving capability. Growth minded individuals understand that to achieve their goals, they need to step out of their comfort zone, put in sustained effort, and learn from their failures. Having a growth mindset can transform the way you approach challenges and setbacks, leading to higher levels of achievement and satisfaction. It is not just about how you think, but how you act and react to various situations that life presents. A mindset focused on learning and development will allow you to seeing the potential for growth in every experience. Absolutely, a growth mindset is not an innate characteristic, but rather a perspective that can be created and nurtured over time. Developing a growth mindset requires a conscious shift in how you perceive challenges, effort, and feedback. It centers on the understanding that abilities and intelligence are malleable traits that can be honed with effort and perseverance. So, now, before handing over the floor to our speaker, I request Secretary of Puducherry Branch CAP Mohan Raj to introduce our speaker.
Good morning, all. It's my privilege to introduce the speaker of the day. CA Pooja Bhatia is a qualified chartered accountant with 13 years of experience in coaching, counseling, and training. She has passionately dedicated her career to transforming lives and is a certified life coach, certified energy healer, and certified Lama Fera master teacher. She believes in continuous evolution and has extensively trained, initiated, and certified herself in 3 powerful healing modalities: pendulum dowsing, Lama Fair, and intuitive card reading. to achieve physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual wellness. With a unique focus on holistic transformation from the roots, she offers a comprehensive approach to healing and professional development. Thank you. So the floor is open for the speaker.
Okay, thank you, Mohan Raj. Now, I request our speaker, CA Pooja Badia, to present a deliberation. Now, floor is hand over to the speaker.
Thank you so much. It's a privilege to be here. Thank you so much, CA Dr. Anuj Goyal and CA Shri Priya Kumar ma'am, and the event enablers, and Dr. Sambitji was coordinating everything, and CA K. Ranjit Kumar, Chairman of Puducherry branch, for giving me this opportunity. And a very, very warm welcome to all our esteemed professionals, homemakers, whoever you are, the industrialist, whoever you are, to all of you, a very, very warm welcome and a bliss morning to all of you. It's a very beautiful and a very important topic, and I'm very happy that ICI has taken up this initiative of professional skill enrichment to bring out this topic to all of you. It's I think one of the most important topics in our, as Shri Priya ma'am already said, that professional development happens when personal growth happens. So personal growth is a very important part. So I can say that kudos to all of you, and you can pat yourself on your back for attending this session and taking the initiative. Once you take the initiative to bring awareness to your life, I think most of the part is done. So you're already there, halfway there. The remaining I will take you through. So thank you so much. So we begin our session with navigating the growth journey mindset. And one second. Okay. So all of you can see there's a quote here by Oprah Winfrey. We can't become what we need to be by remaining what we are. That's what I think I've mentioned, that we are all here today to make that little change in our lives. And that little change is very important, because change is the only constant of life. So if we are going to be remaining where we are going to stagnate our life, and growth doesn't happen there. Growth happens with a mindset when we find that need to be, we don't find that need where we want to be stagnated, but we want to move ahead in our lives. So that's again beginning. I'm going to be discussing a lot of things today, so I would respect all of you and expect all of you to take a notepad and a pen and sit with you. I think it's one of the most important part, because I will be giving you a lot of activity to do. And even if you're not doing the activity right away, you can make a note of it and do it later, because this is what is actually going to be. We're just not going to talk about how what are the belief systems or what are the resistance, but we are actually going to understand how we can overcome it. So I need you to take a note. So I request all of you, these are the topics that we're going to cover. So sit with the notebook, and in the end, we have to give ourselves that commitment. So I want a commitment right away from you that you will stay through the entire webinar, leave everything that you are doing right now, because this is going to keep you hooked on. So just keep everything aside and all your attention here. And as Shri Priya ma'am said, in the chat box, keep putting your questions, keep putting your, if I'm asking a question, if you feel like answering, keep letting it flow. Thank you so much. Okay. I don't know how many of you are aware of this particular person, Elliot Page, but what you see right now here, he was born as a female. He was assigned as a female at birth, and he, over the period of years, he changed and transformed into a trans man, and now he associates himself with manlyhood. So he a trans man right now, and a Canadian actor who is very famous. There's a very beautiful quote that I wanted to bring your attention to, because as we're talking about growth mindset, this speaks a lot. When we're growing up, there are all sorts of people telling us what to do, when really what we need is space to work out who to be. I think that's a very important aspect again, because we all need to find out who we want to be. And when we are growing up, there are so many people, our peers, our professionals, our parents, our family, extended family, our friends, our colleagues, who are constantly telling us, you should be like this, you should be like this, you should be like this. So XYZ styles of living. We really don't try to figure out who we are, and it takes ages for us to come out to be who we are. So the idea is that you need to create that little space for yourself. The whole part of growth mindset is to give yourself that creative space, to give yourself that me time every day to introspect and to understand who you are actually and who you want to be, and how will you take yourself from where you are to where you want to be. So I feel very inspired by this, and hence this quote here. To talk about growth mindset, I will begin with my own story. I love talking, I love sharing stories. And when we're talking about growth, especially, we all consider growth to start from a struggle, right? The idea is to start from a struggle and then go ahead in life. So as my introduction was already read out, and you know that I'm a qualified chartered accountant and I have transitioned my career into being a certified life coach and certified energy healer. Do you think that comes easy? At this age, at this point of life, when you are going through so much transition, it's not easy. The struggle comes with your own life, and the struggle begins with self-doubt. The struggle begins with fear. The struggle begins with handling that growth, that inner conflict within yourself that, you know, can I do it? Will I be able to do it? Because all the other peers that are around you, your family that is around you, extended family, your friends, they will all give you another mindset. And you know, you will get impacted by the mindset because your mind is constantly looking for survival. And I'm going to talk about that later. So even I went through the struggle period where I had to transition from being who I was to becoming who I want to be, to align myself to my inner consciousness, because that's what I felt aligned with. I constantly felt aligned with transforming people, transforming my own life. And that's where the struggle began. But some people just start with the struggle and end with the struggle. That's where we need to understand that is a fixed mindset. So if we want to move from a fixed mindset to a growth mindset with struggle, we need to find solution. How does the solution actually happen? So the solution is you find when you come out of your comfort zone, when you realize that this is not a place where you belong to. So I came out of my comfort zone. I gave myself that self-discovery. I did the right introspection, and I understood that what is right for me, what is my ikigai. Okay, so when we talk about ikigai, we have these 4 questions that we need to ask ourselves. What are we good at? What do we love? What can we be paid for? And what does the world need? If all of that is sorted and you get an answer to all of that and you feel so comfortable in that, then it's okay to get out from the previous comfort space that you have created for yourself. And that's where the solution arrives. So I got my solution, and then with solution, success follows. Success is guaranteed. Again, success is what to each his own, right? So for some people, success would have been for me to just practice CA and just remain there, stagnant in what I was doing, whether I love it or whether I don't love it. But for me, success was doing what I love. And that's where my success will differ from other people's. And that's where I need to take a stand for myself. And all of us need to take a stand for ourselves to bring about that success in us and to make ourselves successful. So today I am the Blissful Navigator, a certified life coach, transforming millions of people's life around the world, transitioning in this career. And it did not happen easy. Let me tell you that the struggle was really strong. Not only my self-doubt, but also being a single mother, moving out from a family, entering a new family, and making your own family and making yourself financially strong. Because, you know, there were resistances when people will tell you that, you know, you're not even financially independent. How do you plan to move out? And that will make you just stay in the same comfort zone that you have developed over the period, even if it is becoming toxic. So that's where I think my success lies, where I was able to overcome my own mindset. I was able to overcome the mindset that people were creating for me. And here I am helping people find their passion, helping people work towards their abilities in their professional growth, in their career transitions, in their life, in their resistance, in overcoming their belief systems, and most importantly, taking responsibility of their lives, all of us together. So yes, thank you so much. This is my story. And if I can do it, I think each of us can do it. And everybody has that ability. There's little obstacles and blocks that come here. I'm going to teach you how I was able to transition over the period over time, and that'll help you with it. So sit down with a notepad and pen because there will be a lot of activity over there. Okay. Our mind works. Our mind works in 3 ways. Okay. The first, as I said, is survival. Our mind is constantly looking for protecting us because our mind is trained like that. We are all conditioned since birth to work towards survival. That protection instinct, that survival instinct is very, very strong with us. The desire to be right. When there is survival instinct, we always have this desire that, you know, I have to be right. And when you know that you want to be right and there is a desire, you will look out for the supporting evidences that will come your way, which will make your desire much more stronger to feel right. So we are constantly looking out for supporting evidences. These supporting evidences are your stories, the stories that you give to yourself to be in the survival mode. Now it's a call that you have to make. It's all about a story. It's all about a why. So that story that you have given to yourself in the survival mode, if you go back in time and change that story with a much better supporting evidence, I think our mind will start working differently. That's how you change your mindset. So I think this is a very important slide. If you want to make a note of it, survival, desire to be right, and supporting evidence. So if you want your mind to change, if you want your thought process to change, which is very important, because I feel that alignment should be there between your thoughts, between your words and action. Your thoughts, words, and actions need to be aligned. All right. So to align your thoughts, words, and actions, we have to constantly look out for different stories in our life. We're going to discuss this further, but if you want to make a note of this, I think you should. Okay, I'm going to share an experiment with you here, although I don't promote any kind of rat experiments, but this is a very important experiment to actually a very famous one and to actually make you understand how survival works. So I'm going to take you through this video. Yes.
I came across this powerful story recently and had to share it with you all. Now, although this story illustrates disgusting and unforgivable experiments on animals that no one should approve of, there are great lessons to learn. And those lessons are the power of belief and the power of your mind. Understand this. Giving up in life is a choice. You decide how far you go in life by the thoughts you continue to feed your own mind. Believe in yourself, and you can achieve far more than even you thought possible. Anything is possible when you believe in yourself. Anything is possible when you have faith. Listen closely. Here's the story. It says, during a brutal study at Harvard in the 1950s, Dr. Kurt Richard placed both domesticated and wild rats in a pool of water to test how long they survived by swimming around before they gave up. The difference between the results of the domesticated and wild rats was astonishing. The domesticated rats could swim around for 40 to 60 hours on average, but the wild rats would give up and sink to their death after 15 minutes. They were the same breed of rat. The only difference was one group was domesticated and one wild. They came to the conclusion the deaths were more psychological than physical. They gave up mentally, not physically. In further experiments with the same breed of wild rats, they tried something different. They put them in the water, but right before they gave up due to exhaustion, the researchers would take them out, hold them for a little while, dry them off, let them rest for a few minutes, and put them back in for a second round. How long do you think they lasted this time? Remember, they had just swam into failure only a few short minutes ago. They were saved by the researchers before certain death. They had given up on life. How long do you think they lasted? Another 15 minutes? 10 minutes? 5 minutes? No. On average, they lasted 40 to 60 hours, the same as the domesticated group. That's not an error. From giving up after 15 minutes, they were then able to go 40 to 60 hours. The conclusion drawn was that since the rats believed that they would eventually be rescued, they could push their body past what they previously thought of as impossible. Before, they gave up hope after 15 minutes. This time they had hope, so they kept going. In the summary of the study, it says, a phenomenon of sudden death has been described that occurs in man, rats, and many other animals apparently as a result of hopelessness. Sudden death occurs when we lose hope. We die inside when we lose hope. If you don't believe you are capable, you are not capable. If you do believe you are capable, anything is possible. If you believe the negative voices within and around you that say you can't, and you won't. If you connect with the winner that is inside you and believe you can, it's only a matter of time until you do. I will leave you with this thought. If hope can cause exhausted rats to swim for that long, how different would your life be if you started believing in yourself and having faith you will achieve whatever it is you wish to achieve? Never forget what you're capable of. Never forget why you're here. Never forget the power of your beliefs. And never, ever lose hope.
Okay. I'm sure that you must be really, really high on motivation when you watch that video, because whenever I watch that video, it brings that hope and belief in me alive. So it's all about your hope, right? And hope is something that we want to hold on to. But yes, to be practical, it's difficult to hold on to that hope because we are all conditioned with that environment, and the peers and the environment is constantly putting that negative energy inside us, and it's very difficult to maintain. So like I always say, there is an off and on button. So what you see over here is a picture with a brain, and you always have an off and on button. So all you have to do is switch on the button. That's all you have to do. Like how you switch on the light. Whenever you feel dim, whenever you feel that that belief is leaving you, that you're not feeling any more hopeful, because we are humans, and let's understand that it's human to feel low. It's human to feel insecure. It's human to feel all of these that you're feeling. But it's just a button away. You switch off or on. When your button is switched off, you're in a fixed mindset and you ignore the personal development, the growth. You start limiting yourself to, I am only this or I'm only that. Say, for example, if you're saying constantly that I'm good at networking, that is also a fixed mindset. If you're saying I'm not good at networking, both the positive and the negative are fixed mindset, because one mindset, I'm good at networking, is only making you keep good in that stagnated comfort space. It's not making you great. And I'm not good at networking is not getting you anywhere. So both are fixed mindset, and it's very important to overcome that. Then what is growth mindset? Growth mindset is knowing that whatever comes your way through improved effort, through working, we are all work in progress. Ultimately, growth mindset is all about being a work in progress. So first we need to understand that we are never a finished product. Until death, we are a work in progress, and we have to constantly work. It's not a one-time thing that you learn a skill, you pass an exam, and like how chartered accountancy is, you pass an exam and you're a CA and you're eligible to do everything. Growth mindset doesn't work like that. We are all a work in progress, and through our life, we have to keep working on a daily basis, regularly. But the working part will automatically start to lessen because we are more aware. So it's more about building a consciousness. It's more about building awareness. When you are aware, your mind will start talking differently to you. So I think if you really want to change your mindset, you would need to becoming aware. And how? We'll come across that. How does your mindset impact you on different levels? Let's talk about performance. What you see over here is two professionals. Now, they have been given a very tough audit assignment. One professional says that, it's a very tough task. I can't do it. I'm feeling there's self-doubt, there is fear, there is, incompatibility with what he's doing. And he just stops with that. The progress becomes very slow for him because he's constantly demotivated. Whereas the other person who is with the growth mindset thinks, okay, it's a tough assignment, but yes, it's a challenge. Can I take this challenge? Can I work towards it? Can I ask help? Most importantly, we forget that we are all capable of asking help, but that fear stops us from asking help. Will that person judge us that we don't know this? There is so many aspects of life that we may not be good at, and it's okay. We are not master of all trade. It's okay, but we know what we do best. We know that somebody else does that best. So why can't we go and ask help? So I think asking help will be a particular aspect which will help you build a growth mindset. Impact of mindset on learning. Now, again, you see two professionals over here, the two employees, they are learning a new software program. Okay. Now, how many of us feel this technology glitch that we experience because, we've not learned technology over the period of time, especially the senior chartered accountants, the senior professionals will go through this a lot. I can't do this because I'm not familiar with this program. And the fixed mindset will say, I can't do this. And you will stay there. Your growth will be impacted highly. Efficiency will be impacted highly. Whereas the growth mindset will say, okay, I can't do it, but age is just a number. I can learn. If I can't learn, I can have people to help me. If I can't have people to help me, I can just ask people to teach me and I can do it further. So you will find a way. So a growth mindset will look for finding a way, whereas a fixed mindset will keep you stagnant in your journey and will keep letting that fear pick on you and you will stay there. So that's the impact it has. Resilience. Now here you see on the screen, there are two athletes. Both are experiencing setback in their training. Now, what does one athlete do? Interpret setback as an evidence that he is limited in his ability. He can't go further. Whereas the other person with the growth mindset says, okay, it's limiting to me only till the time I limit myself. I can't do it yet. Can I do it now? Until now, I couldn't do it, but can I do it now? Can I find out ways and means? Can I seek help? Can I ask people to help me? Can I change my diet? What can I do to work on myself? So that's what growth mindset is all about. Resilience, getting over the resistance. Okay. How do we develop this growth mindset? Now that we've spoken about what growth mindset is, let's understand how bit by bit we can develop that growth mindset. So if you have a notebook and a pen, I'm going to ask you to, take it out and start writing now, because I want you to write out a few belief systems that have been blocking you. Now, what are belief systems? Let's understand that first. Okay. What is a belief system? A belief system is a very limiting factor because it talks about, there are two kinds of limiting system. One is we have got it from generations and generations through conditioning. Our parents have told us, our forefathers have told us, ancestral lineage, it just passes on to us. Even if they don't tell it to us, it comes through our DNA. And that belief system gets stagnant. Usually the belief systems, if I talk about money, Okay, they could be money is painful, money doesn't grow on trees, money is lust, money is illusion, money brings ego, money is the root of all evil, money is the root of all happiness. These are simple money aspects which I'm talking about because you can understand that you hear them day in and day out. So these are all limiting beliefs. Some limiting beliefs, they even though they may not have been passed to you as a conditioning, they may be self-created. Now these self-created limiting beliefs come to us with peers, come to us through movies, come to us with books, come through us with a lot of surrounding that we are in and the people we are connected with. So the kind of people we vibe with, the kind of tribe we are in, that becomes a belief system. So these are the two kinds of belief systems. Now, why does this happen? Because any belief system to become limiting comes with a fact. Okay, a fact is a very neutral figure. Whenever there is a fact that has happened, we start assigning a story to that fact. We start asking the whys and the what. Okay, when we ask these questions, whys and what, they're actually right questions, but we ask them in the wrong direction. So something happened to us, we created a story. Okay, why we created a story? Because that something happened, gave an immediate impact to the story. That story becomes our belief system, that we start relating to that story. Remember, we spoke about survival, the desire to be right, and the supporting evidence. So for the survival instinct, we start relating ourselves to that story, and that story becomes our story, which is actually disempowering us, which is actually putting us inside that cage all the time, because we may have that belief system may have served us for that period of time till the time we associated with that story, but we are growing constantly, we are changing constantly. So with that constant change and growth, I think that system also changes, and ultimately it starts to disempower us. It adds a very disempowered meaning. So if and I think there is no if here, because we all want to be empowered, we should let go of these belief systems. How to let go of these belief systems? One example, somebody, like if you see the girl in the cage, she's a dark person and she says, I'm not beautiful because I'm dark, and she starts feeling caged, and she starts feeling unhealthy about her own self. No one will take me seriously because I'm soft spoken, because we have told so many times, that you need to be you need to have that voice to actually for people to listen to us. That's the conditioning that we've brought up with. So these are the little aspects which become a limiting system, and they no longer empower you. So why do we need to overcome this? I'll bring about another very beautiful example, because I think all the people over here will relate to this. At some point of time, it will also bring back memories. So allow it to come back. It's a very simple thing. You fall in love. I'm sure everybody has fallen in love at some point of time in their life. And not every love has turned into a marriage, or not every love has turned into, I'm just not talking about the love between a man and a woman, but a love between anybody, any two people, any sort of love. But it ends in a heartbreak. The moment your love ends in a heartbreak, the general conclusion that your mind puts into you is love always ends in pain. I never want to fall in love again. I never want to do this again in my life because it always ends in pain. Now, where did this statement come? This conclusion is a very, very normal conclusion for normal human beings. This is bound to happen, right? We are all in that zone where it will happen to us. So how do we overcome it? Understand that it's a very, very, very temporary conclusion. Okay, this conclusion we have derived with one incident. Have we compared this love with many other incidents? Have we spoken to 10 other people? Have we spoken to our peers, our parents, or anybody, or other people's lives? Have we looked into other people's lives and seen that does love always end in pain? The answer you will get will surprise you, because no. Every situation is different. You have conquered a situation, and that situation is bringing that story to you. The moment you go to somebody else, your story will change. So it's a very temporary, valid belief system. So you need to overcome this. How? Like I already said, take out your paper and pen now and start writing one item. Just write down one item. Even in the chat box, you can write down one item. A bad thing in your life that you gave a different meaning. A bad thing that happened in your life, which you gave a different meaning, which is negative. Just write out that one bad thing for me. Yes, in the chat box, I want all of you to write out that one bad thing. If you have written down that one bad thing, after that, look out in the room, look out at your surroundings. So look out into people's lives who have come across with the same issue, but their energy is different and they did not come to a conclusion like you came. The moment you start looking out, you will start finding. So evidence comes only when you start looking out. So you have to look out. You have to be conscious. You have to be aware with what your bad thing is, what story you have assigned to it. And then when you start looking out, I think you will start finding the evidence. Now collect those evidence and ask those people how, and look and observe those people, how they are acting differently in the same situation that you were in. This will create a very big impact on your belief system. Now, if you've written down that one bad thing, you can do this activity along with me. FSFA. What is FSFA? F stands for fact. Okay. Every limiting belief that you have created, it will be with a fact. Okay. Identify the fact. The fact is always neutral, and the fact is not good. It's not bad. It's a fact. It's happened, and you cannot change the fact. But the following SFA is in your hands. Okay. Fact is not in your hands, but the story is in your hand. The feelings that you develop is in your hand, and the action that you take is also in your hand. So when you occurred with a fact, when a fact happened in your life, you made it a belief system. Why did you make it a belief system? What was the story that happened with relation to that fact? Write down the old story. Find out what you felt with those old stories that you gave to yourself, the feelings that you developed, the feelings of overwhelm, or the feelings of doubt, or the feelings of, just having a negative mindset, and the action that came across with those feelings. You will see the action is not what you want. It's not the outcome that you desire. Okay, then ask yourself, what is the action that I desire out of it to have that positive mindset, to have that growth in my life? What is the action I need? So when you ask yourself the action, you can go back in the story, change the story, find the supporting evidence, find the right people, connect with those people, get the story, feel the feeling. The moment you change your story, it'll give you a new set of feelings. And this new set of feelings will bring about the new set of action that you desire, not what the society gave you, or not what your pressure was deciding for you. So FSFA, find a fact, give a story to it, a new story, feel the feeling, and bring about the right action. It's a very, very beautiful way. And we don't have one limiting belief. We may have thousands of limiting beliefs over. So it's not that it's a one-day process that, today I thought about it, I took up 2 limiting beliefs and I did this activity and it's over. Like I said, it's a work in progress. Every day, if you can take out 5 minutes for yourself and handle one thing at a time, do not multitask, handle one thing at a time. Take one limiting belief from your life that has been very prominent in you. Through the day, you're speaking about it all the time. Do an FSFE for it and start putting it into action. It's just not about theory. Growth mindset is about taking the action. That's why we ended with action. So take the action. Do this process, introspect it out. It'll just take you 5 to 7 minutes. And after the introspection, through the day, make it a process that you are implementing this action. And you are talking about it to people, and see how you light up. And when you light up, the whole room will light up, believe me. So it's all about you lighting up. The whole room may be dull, but if your energy is there, the entire room will be there with you. Are you with me? Okay. So let's talk about this as an example. If you haven't understood yet, you will understand it now. Okay. There is a fact. Now, let's say I have a limiting belief that being introverted is a bad thing. I'm sure most of us have that. Okay, I'm an introvert and I'm not able to network and I'm not able to move around in gatherings and I fear gatherings. I like to be in myself. I like to be in isolation. So this is a bad thing. You've associated this with a bad thing. The fact here is that you prefer solitary activities rather than large social gatherings. It's okay. Some people are born like that. Some people are like that they prefer a smaller group. They don't prefer large gatherings. So that's not a bad thing. We can learn to get empowered with that. How? By changing our story. Okay. Now, when earlier story would have been that maybe society values extroversion as the thing and as a strength. And when you are introverted, society thinks that, you're a very weak person. So you automatically start to become weak in that manner. When you start to become weak in that manner, this societal pressure gets over you. So that was a story you gave. Now, how can you change your story? The moment you felt inadequate about yourself, that feeling of inadequacy gave the action of making you weak and making you more isolated than ever. Okay. Now I'm going to change this into a better story. How can I change this better story? I can find someone who's introverted but confident about their energy. Okay, I like to be in myself, but am I confident when I speak? Maybe I work better in smaller groups. Maybe I need to network in smaller groups. I don't feel, that my energy doesn't match with the tribe that I am in, with the larger group. So find yourself, and that will make you feel empowered. And when you go and socialize or network in that particular group, you will find that easily you're able to bring in collaborations or turn that networking opportunity into business. Okay, because you chose what was right for you. You chose that as a strength and not as a weakness. We all have these 5 fingers, and all 5 fingers are not the same. Even that one finger, which is your strength finger, will get tired at one point of time and will become weak. What happens then? Your second finger supports you. That's how your weakness and strength is what we need to take into consideration. So change the weakness, make it into a strength, become confident, and find out stories. Again, your mind will only believe you when you give it a story. So give the right story. How will you give the right story? Maybe you can Google about some stories of successful people, how they were introverted and how they overcome it and how they conquered it and how beautifully they did it. Or maybe you don't want to go to those historical people or those kind of leaders. Maybe you can start looking at it in your own families, in your own house. So that's how you bring about evidence of stories and successful introverts. Okay, your energy changes completely. So fact, story, feeling, and action. I'm going to bring about some common limiting beliefs to you. I'm going to show you them. I'm too old. I'm too young. Many of us face this. I'm too old to learn this. I'm too old to do this, or I'm too young to be there. I'm not worthy of success, love, or happiness. I must be perfect. Perfectionism, we're going to talk about it in the later part, but I must be perfect. I'm not lucky. I don't deserve to be happy. I'm not talented enough. I'll never be able to change. This never be able to change is a very constant I find with every person that I meet. I'll never be able to change. This word never, first of all, believe never comes never. So remove that word never from a dictionary because that is limiting. Again, if you still don't know what your belief systems are, look for these words in your mind. Ask yourself, where and all do I associate with aspects, which facts do I associate with never? Wherever you come across the word never, forever, always, they are your limiting beliefs. So this is a way to identify your limiting beliefs. Okay, I'm not good enough. Money is the root of all evil. I think I'm going to discuss about money a little more towards the end, but money is the root of all evil. Money is the root of happiness. Money is ugly. Money is unethical. Money is the root of injustice. Money is the root of crime. We relate money with so many things and we start thinking money as a bad thing. Now, money is not a bad thing. We have made it a bad thing, right? So we'll discuss more about it. I'm not smart enough. So these are the common belief systems that we experience on a day-to-day basis. There are so many. These are just handful of them, like not even handful, I would say, a drop in the ocean. The ocean of belief systems is immense and we need to cater to it every single day. If you're not able to cater it, find someone, sit with someone and figure out for yourself because it's all in your mind. If your mind is not healthy, everything that you do fails apart. So I think your mind is the most important. Your mindset is the most important. So we need to work on that. Okay. I hope that everybody's understood the limiting belief aspect part. Now I would like you to take you through embracing roadblocks. Again, why is this very important? Is because I think we need to understand that roadblocks, struggles are part of it. We don't want to limit ourselves that every success comes with a struggle. Like I started my story with a struggle, solution, and success. Not every story has to go through struggle. All I wanted to tell you was if there is a struggle, you can overcome it. You can get to a solution, become successful. But not every story, even that can be a limiting belief that I have to have struggle to become successful. Struggle is a part of being successful. Failure is a stepping stone to success. We all say this so many times. Don't limit yourself to that. Don't even get there, and to not get there, we need to accept that there may be roadblocks. It's not necessary that we have to have the roadblocks, right? There may be roadblocks, and how am I able to deal with these roadblocks as an opportunity? It's a very, very psychological concept. And when it's psychological concept, we also need to deal it with a very psychological perspective because your mind is always refusing to accept or comply to something new that you have started for yourself. So this resistance sets in with your comfort. You are so comfortable in your place right now that everything else seems like, okay, let it just go. I'm very comfortable where I am. Even though it is toxic, even though it is not right for me, I am comfortable where I am because every change will come with fear. Every change will come with doubt. That is the resistance talking to us. So this, I want to specifically with this particular aspect of my slides that I'm going to take you through resistance. I want you to open a blank page and start making notes of what I'm saying. Why do we need to let go of this resistance? Because as you see, it'll activate your superpower. Whatever you are manifesting in life, whatever is your thought process, whatever is your success story, the outcome that you want for yourself, that goal that you have achieved, that BHAG that you have set yourself with, resistance will kick in, remember. And to achieve that big, hairy, audacious goal, you have to attract your superpower, your attractive power, which is within you. Okay? Resistance is outside you. It doesn't belong to you. So resistance is nothing but a self-protection mechanism. Like I said, mind is looking for survival. And that survival instinct will keep you in your comfort zone. So if you want to achieve something big in life, it is important that you move out of your comfort zone, right? To accomplish, it is psychological. So we have to go and treat it psychologically. Where does the root arise? There is the place where we have to treat that root cause. Okay. Now that you all have your notepads, just open your notepads. What do you look on the screen right now? There's an Anu auntie. Now, this is my personal resistance demon. Okay. I want you to find out a picture Maybe you can just draw it out, like, just take 2 minutes to draw out your resistance. How does your resistance look to you? Give it a name. Okay, this Anu auntie name is a very fictitious name. Do not get, I'm not trying to say that if there are any Anu aunties or if there's anybody named Anu who's watching this webcast, I just like to tell that it's a very fictional character. Why Anu auntie? I have created this for myself. You can create whatever you want for yourself, is because I closely relate to the word Anu. Okay, and I feel that through my life over the period of time, there were a lot of Anu aunties. Now, who is this Anu auntie? This Anu auntie can be anywhere. They can be within your family, they can be outside your family, they can be in your extended family, they can be in your society, in the circle that you move out in the circle that you enter in without knowing whether the circle is right for you or not, in the families that you enter in. So I've always found these Anu aunties in form or the other. So I always knew that I was surrounded by this demon. Okay, the fact is about being aware. So this Anu auntie works for me. Find out what works for you. Find out and give it a picture. Give it a name. Why am I asking you to give it a picture and a name? Is that when you draw out a picture, it could look like a demon, it could look like a devil, it could look like a simple, nice young lady, it could look like a scenery, whatever you want your demon to look like, whatever you can associate your demon to look like, place the demon there. Why? Because when we place it there, we start associating with it at a closer level. The scary part is when you look at the demon, when you start relating to a cartoon character or something that you are very good with or something that you relate with, you will start feeling that scare has come down, that fear has come down, because you can talk to it now, because you feel that there is a connection that you can make with it. You can actually have a fight with it. It doesn't look very far away. It's near to you. And when it's near to you, you can deal with it. You have already prepared yourself for the existence. And with that existence, you have gotten the powers to deal with it. Okay. So these are the few of the resistance languages that spoke to me. One was doubt and fear. One was procrastination, guilt and shame, criticism, change. And there are many like this. So I have put down a few. We are going to understand how each language speaks to us, why it speaks to us, and how we need to overcome that. Okay. So I want you to draw out your own personal figure, which you relate to. Do not take the same figure because this relates to me. This may not relate to you, but we all have those Anu aunties in our lives who are criticizing us, who are stopping us from changing, who are putting that guilt and shame in us, who are creating doubt and fear wherever we go. So identify what works with you and make this picture and put it out in the wall, in your house, anywhere, because you need to fight with this every day. Every day this is going to kick in and every day you have to overcome it. So this is my personal way. Find out your personal way and do share in the chat box if you can. What are the ways you relate? What is the figure that you see that you can place right here instead of the Anu auntie for yourself? It will be different for different people. It's a very, very interesting activity, because while you're doing with this, you're going to laugh out with your fears, right? And that's important, to laugh it out. It's important to understand that these fears are here to help you get out of it, not to just keep you trapped. Okay. This I'll go further. I'll start with the first important fear called the doubt and shame. Doubt and fear. Yes. Why does this doubt and fear actually kick in? When we start missing self-esteem. What is self-esteem now? What is self-esteem to all of us? How does it damage our self-esteem? When we are thinking low about us, when we are not worthy of our own selves, we do not appreciate ourselves, we lack that confidence. We feel that, there are other people who need to give us that validation. So that constant lookout for validation brings in the doubt and fear. That's where the why kicks in. Okay. Now, how do we deal with it? I'll give you an example. Say it's my own story again. When I was transitioning from one career to another, I was leveraged to make so many lakhs of rupees as a chartered accountant. Why did I choose to do something which is offbeat, which I have to probably struggle in the beginning to get where I want to be? But I had a bigger purpose in life. But people don't understand your vision, right? Your vision is different. Some people understand it, some people don't understand it. So what happens? The moment you want to start your own business, what will your family members first tell you? But you're starting a new business. What if it fails? I'm sure a lot of you face that. What if it fails? What if you're not able to cope up with it? What if you're not able to build it and make it big? You already can make this much money. Why are you transitioning? Why are you making that move? Okay. When I wanted to get out of my marriage, people said, why? Why would you leave that space and go? Why would you go? How will you be able to manage? How will you be able to manage your finances? So many things people put in us. We may not even have that, but it becomes a part of us. But can we blame the people? No, because people will say and go. Ultimately, it has affected us. So it is our responsibility to deal with it. Either we shut our ears to the people, which is not possible because we live in a worldly world, and that worldly world will not allow us to shut us. So how can you overcome the doubt and fear? Start giving positive statements to your own self. First, understand and accept that doubt and fear is a part of it. If it is a part of it, if doubt and fear is not there, I think I'll be stagnant. I will not even be able to move out in my life. Every day morning I wake up and there's nothing new to look out to. It's a very stagnant zone. Do I want to be there? Ask yourself that. Do I want to be there? If I don't want to be there, what am I doing to overcome it? Okay, so tell the doubt and fear. A very beautiful way to deal with it. How I deal with it is when I love to drive. Okay, I love to have the reins in my hand to drive a car, and I like to be the pilot of my own life. So what do? I tell the doubt and fear, you can come along with me. I don't want to offend the doubt and fear, because the moment doubt and fear gets offended, it will create more obstacles in your life. So let's not offend anybody, right? Let's deal with it in the most assertive way that we can. So I tell my doubt and fear that, okay, you want to come with me, but I will not give you space in the driving seat. I will not give you the front seat. You can take the back seat. Can you all do that? Yes, so I'm taking it along with me, but I'm not giving it importance. I'm making it sit in the back seat. I'm not letting it tell me where to go, how to go. I am my own navigator, and I am following the navigation, and I'm going to deal with it. I will allow it to come with me, but I will not let it take over me. So when the doubt and fear feels a little secure that you're not leaving it behind, it will stop bothering you. That's the best way to overcome it. And trust me, I have done it so many times. It has always made me feel more empowered than ever, right? So doubt says, I am not enough. What will be your new story? I am more than enough. You have to just change your story. Doubt says, I won't be able to do it. New story says, I'll learn how to do it. What is the big deal? I will learn how to do it. Doubt says, I don't have the answers. New story says, I will find out the answers. New story doesn't say that, okay, I don't have the answers, I will stick with it. I will find out the answers. So these are the simple ways you can overcome it. Again, I'll sum it up for you. Tell the doubt and fear, okay, you can come along with me. Because if you are there, I'm working towards growth. The growth mindset itself says doubt and fear are essential, because if there's no doubt and fear, you will not grow in your life. You will be with a fixed mindset. So allow it to come with you. Do not give it importance. Do not give it a place where it's overpowering you, where it's bossing over you. You be your own boss. And you tell that doubt whenever it pitches in, I understand your presence. I understand why you're coming here. Let me take this positively and let me work towards it. Okay. So I'm sure that you will be able to overcome with this technique. Next is the overwhelm. Why does overwhelm happen to us, right? We are put with so many tasks that we just sit down at one point of time, not knowing where to start. With the piles and piles of files that we have on our table, the clutter in our mind, I think overwhelm is a very, very important aspect. It comes with doubt and fear. So when doubt and fear comes in, overwhelm is a package with it. So when we have so many things to do, we don't know where to begin. And that beginning leads us to become again fixed. Okay, I can't do it. There is so much to do. And how will I do it? And then when that overwhelm starts, and doubt and fear pitch in. So these are all friends. Or remember that the resistance languages that you're talking about, they're all friends. When one is not working on you, the other friends will pitch in to make it work on you. So we have to fight not with one, but we have to fight with these constantly over a period of time. Once you start learning the tactic, the knack of fighting over with it, I think it'll create wonders in your life. You will not give place to any of these in your life, and you will just keep moving ahead in the road of your life that you have created for yourself. So not knowing where to start is a very common phenomenon. I face this so much. I faced this when I had to just restart and start my own business in the first space, where I just don't know where to start. There are so many verticals. Where do I put myself in? It's okay. It's okay to not know. You will find your space somewhere. Stop getting overwhelmed with it. Okay, if you don't know where to start, chunk it down. The answer to overwhelm is start chunking it down. How can you chunk it down? Okay, list out this list of items that you want to do. Okay, I want to do this. I want to do X, Y, Z. Divide it into 3 parts: easy, medium, and hard. When you look at hard, it feels very difficult, right? And then you start getting discouraged. So I always believe that start with easy items. When I start with the easy things on my list of the things that I have to do today, I will start gaining confidence. Then I can move myself to the medium. It will build my confidence. By the end, this easy and medium has equipped me to tackle all the hard items. And I'm a fully confident person, and I'm not letting the doubt, fear, and overwhelm kick in inside my journey. So that's the way we can overcome overwhelm, by chunking it down. Let's talk about procrastination. How many of you go through this on a day-to-day basis? Procrastination. We all do, right? Why do we go through procrastination? Because we're not prioritizing. Okay, that's what we've told us. Now our mind asks us, and we tell them, we give that supporting evidence. So whenever the topic comes about procrastination, you can tell that it's a very simple way. How I tell myself is, maybe I'm procrastinating this because this is not important to me. This is not my priority right now. It may be important to me, but it is not urgent for me to focus on this. Can I move to something else that is important and urgent for me to focus? I highly recommend that we follow this time matrix, or the declutter matrix that I call it, by Stephen Covey. And I have followed this all through my life, and it has helped me overcome procrastination to a large extent. Don't push it. Push it with a deadline. That's the way to overcome procrastination. It's okay to not do it now. It's okay to not prioritize it now because you have other priorities. Tell yourself that procrastination is kicking in, but I have other priorities. How do I deal with it? Set a deadline. For that, decide now when you will deal with it later, and let, when the time comes, that bell will ring in your head and you will be able to overcome that. So what you're doing is you're assigning a negative meaning, that I procrastinate things. I'm never able to do things. I'm always procrastinating. And this I'm always procrastinating becomes a belief system. And the universe provides you more and more situations which help you in procrastination because you love procrastination. So let's overcome that word in your thoughts, in your beliefs, in your words, in your actions, and say to yourself time and again that I have not done this task now because it's not so important. I have other priorities. How will I come back to it later? Perfectionism. Perfectionism is your sister concern to procrastination. Sometimes when we procrastinate things, we like to hide under high standards. So I would say perfectionism is your high heels that you wear, fancy high heels that you wear, to procrastination, which is your flat chappals that you would want to go out with. Those flat chappals don't make you look fancy. Perfectionism is your high heels, which will make you hide behind your high standards. You're just creating that standard for you. Okay, I am not doing it right now because it is not perfect. So until it gets perfect, I will not do. So you're just trying to hide yourself behind those bars. Do not do that. Perfectionism is a myth. I have spent years fighting for perfectionism, that, I'm not able to do this because it's not perfect. And because I am a hardcore perfectionist, I want this to be exactly the way it is. It's okay if it's not like that. We are all humans. We all make mistakes. We are not perfect. So let's first understand that it's okay to be imperfect. It's not always necessary to be perfect. Perfection will come when you start making progress, right? So work towards progress rather than working towards perfectionism. Your progress will get you to where you want to be, but do not hide under the banner of perfectionism. Okay, so perfectionism is your twin sister to procrastination, just that the twin sister is much fancy looking and it's hiding you. That's all. How to overcome perfectionism? Know that your 80% is good enough. If you have started on something, receive the feedback. That feedback that you receive will make that progress go on, improving, and you will not have to fight perfectionism. Perfectionism will come to you. Don't chase perfectionism. Let perfectionism come to you with the progress that you have made over the period of time. Okay. Guilt and shame. All the women who are watching this, I think you will relate to this more than a man. I'm sure men also go through guilt and shame, but women go through it at a very large extent because society also puts that guilt and shame. You're a working woman, you should be guilty that you're not giving enough time to your child. You're a woman who stays at home, you feel that, the world is telling you that, you're just staying at home, you're not doing anything fruitful with your life. So every woman is feeling guilty at some point or the other. And every man or a woman is making that, that shamefulness all about them. Even if the society is not telling you, you are feeling shameful because you're not able to be what the society wants you to be. You cannot be everything, and it's okay. Okay? It is our goodness that is making us feel guilt and shame, and people will make you feel guilty. And once that guilt kicks in, I can give you a very simple example from my own life. Just yesterday, this happened, and now I fought over it. This happens to me a lot. Every day, I think I have to fight that little bit of guilt inside me, and it's okay, because we are all growing with it. So I was preparing for something. I had a few meetings, and I had a calls coming up, and my son was like, "Watch a movie with me." And I think as a single mother, I face this a lot. I'm not able to give that much time to my son as much as he probably deserves with me. And then I keep saying to myself that, I start feeling bad about it. But how do I overcome this? So what did I do in that aspect? I compensated. How did I compensate? Okay, today I am busy with this meeting. I'm doing this. I converted a lose-lose situation. First, I got mad at him. Maybe I didn't get mad at him, but usually we all get mad at our kids when they come to us rolling with activities and we are busy with our work. We constantly start having a conflict with them. And that brings us to lose-lose situation because we end up feeling guilty and the child also ends up feeling guilty. It happens with working men who come back home and they feel that they have not been with their children most of the time. So how did I deal with it? I said, okay, this could have been a lose-lose situation, but how can I make this a win-win situation? I can compensate. Today I am busy with some meeting. Today I have a call. I cannot do this at this time that you want me to do. But how about I do this tomorrow with you, and I also watch the movie with the tub of popcorn and whatever you want to do, and we'll have some good quality time together. What does that make the child feel? The child feels happier. The child feels contented. The child feels excited. Why? Because you are stepping out time for your child just in that moment. You can't do it now, and you're being vulnerable about it. You're being open about it. You're feeling, you're giving that comfort that I am available, but I'm not available right now. You're not giving the feeling that you're unavailable. So learn to compensate. How can you compensate to make it better? That will help you in your own journey of guilt and shame. So this is something that I strongly recommend that we all should compensate, and it's okay to do what you're doing. You're doing a fantabulous job in what you're doing, and nobody is perfect. We were not given a parenting degree, so it's okay. We were not taught parenting in school. We are learning, and progress is over perfectionism. You don't have to be a perfect parent. You don't have to be a perfect boss. You don't have to be a perfect person. Let all of these be a part of your imperfections and learn to get over these imperfections. The growth mindset is all about overcoming these imperfections day to day on a regular basis, right? So I think guilt and shame, the best way to deal with guilt and shame is compensation. Compensate and you will feel good, and the other person also feels good. Victimhood. A lot of us blame victimhood. We're all victims at some point of life. In our office space, we are victims. In our professional space, we are victims. In our personal lives, we are victims. If we are married, we are victims to our in-laws. If we are not married, we are victims to our parents. We are victims to our children. We are always playing victimhood. This is a role play that we all love to play. Yes, that's why major people are not able to take a stand of their life. Now, how? Why does this victimhood actually happen? Because we are conditioned to blaming others. Okay, this did not happen because of you. This did not happen because of us. We're always looking for someone who will come and change our lives. We do not want to take the responsibility. We feel that this person will come into my life, enter my life, and make that change for me. Or if the change is not happening, I can easily blame the other person that this change did not happen because you did not allow it to happen. Understand that when we take responsibility of our lives, when we decide to take a stand of our lives, this 100% responsibility is solely your responsibility. It's not the other person's responsibility. So start taking the onus on you. You are your own being, and you are responsible for whatever is happening to you. My very beautiful quote is also written on my website. Trauma can be given by XYZ people. Trauma can be given by everybody, but healing your traumas is your responsibility. Why? Because it is affecting you. I can spend an entire life blaming and being in that same stagnant, vicious circle of my life, attracting pity-patty all throughout my life, or I can do something about it. What have I chosen? Have I chosen solution, or have I chosen that comfort zone? Ask yourself that. So I think the best way to overcome victimhood is ask yourself the right why. Yes? Can you ask yourself that right why? Can you write it in the chat box if you can ask yourself the right why? What is the right why? Again, I'll give you an example over here. Say, suppose I ask you to run today, run a marathon, because Shri Priya already spoke about marathon. Let's take the marathon example. I ask you to run, and you'll be like, no, I'm very happy with my comfort zone. I don't want to run a marathon. What is there in it? I don't want to do that exercise. I'm happy doing what I want to do. I'm doing my yoga. I'm doing this, X, Y, Z. You will give 100 excuses to do that run. But if I tell you your child is stuck somewhere, what will happen? You will instantly start running. Yes or not? Because the survival instinct is there. You want to save your child, so you will run. Now, if I say your child is stuck, but your child is stuck in a fire, won't your speed be 100x of your running than what you actually thought you could? So what I'm trying to tell you by this is, if you associate a strong why to your excuses, you can overcome it. So find your strong why. Find that why which will make you stop making excuses and take those steps that need to be taken. Progress will follow. Perfectionism will come forward. Overwhelm will disappear. All your doubt and fear will take a back seat. All you have to do is take that 100% responsibility. To take that 100% responsibility, you need to know who you are. You need to know where you want to be, right? That's when you will be able to take that 100% responsibility. So for that, know your outcome. When you know your outcome, you can understand events are going to be the same. Your E plus R is equal to O. Events are going to remain as it is. They're not going to change. They're going to be fixed. If you want a variable outcome, you need to work on a variable response, which is your R. So start working on your R. Start working on how you want to respond and associate yourself with the right why. So the best way, again, to overcome victimhood is to take 100% responsibility of your life. Know that it has affected you and only you can change it. And the best way to overcome excuses is to associate that excuse with a strong why. Okay, criticism. We are all critics. And I think being chartered accountants, we are professionally critics. We are always trying to criticize everything around us, because we have that critical eye, we have that knack, we are auditors, and we want to look into that, little where can we find that loophole? And that's our job to do. So it's a good thing to have a critical eye. It's not a bad thing. So stop associating it with bad first place. We are our own enemy. And that's why criticism falls in place. When we talk about criticism, let it be a constructive criticism. We'll talk more about it, but criticism needs to be overcome only by courage, by self-praise, and by gratitude. I think the best way is to start feeling courageous, is to start praising yourself. How many of you praise yourself on a daily basis? How many of you appreciate yourself? Stop waiting for that pat on your back. Nobody's going to come and give it to you because they don't know, they don't realize it. How will they realize it when you yourself don't realize it? I strongly always tell this to everybody who comes to me, that you need to start praising yourself because you have done an exceptionally great job, and nobody is aware of that because nobody is aware of the struggle that you have taken to it. People can associate with you, people can empathize with you, but nobody can actually step inside your shoe and see what you have gone through in your journey to become who you are today. So if you want that recognition, stop looking elsewhere, start looking inside, start giving it to yourself. Daily appreciate, daily give a clap of hands for yourself, and start making a count of where you were today. The best way, the best competition is not with the outside people. The best competition is your own resistance. It's your own criticism. It's your own growth. That's where you have to see where you were yesterday and where you are today and where you're able to reach tomorrow. That's your true competition. So I would say bring in courage, start praising yourself. And if you don't know how to praise yourself also, I will tell you, start a simple challenge called a gratitude challenge. You have a notebook in front of you. Maybe while the session is going on, write out 5 things that you feel grateful about today. The moment you start getting in the frequency of gratitude, everything else starts to work, because the frequency of love and gratitude is the highest frequency. And when we are tuned into the high frequency, everything in the high frequency comes to us. It's all about the tuning of the frequency that you are in. Are you tuned into a frequency of guilt? Are you tuned into a frequency of criticism, shame, fear, doubt? You will start attracting those kind of situations. Those kind of people will come into your lives, and those kind of enemies you'll be making in your life, right? So how do we deal with it? We start praising things that are already existing in our life to attract the things that we want in our lives. So if you write out five particular points of gratitude today, say, I'm grateful for a new day, I'm grateful for a session on learning, I'm grateful for the new changes that I'm making, I'm grateful that I made it here today to understand. That's the first step I did. So pat yourself on the back and write that gratitude. I'm grateful for the people who are helping me, for the people who are surrounding me, for the help that I'm constantly receiving, right? For the recognition that I'm receiving. Praise yourself and feel grateful at every step of your life. That will help you overcome your criticism. Isolation. What do you think about isolation? Isolation happens very fast. The moment you start climbing the ladder in your success journey, I always say your success journey begins with success but ends with successful. So there is a big journey, there's a big circle of life which you have to cover from success to becoming successful, right? So from success to successful, isolation is bound to happen. Accept it. Why is it bound to happen? Because when people start to work on themselves, they usually find themselves alone. If you want to achieve something bigger in life, you have to move on. You may not associate yourself with the same set of people that you were associating. And then guilt comes in. Okay, I'm not available to this person. I'm not available to this person. And how will that guilt happen? Because people will tell you, you were so available to me. These days, you're not talking to me. These days, you're just not there for me. And this will come constantly. These sentences will put you in the guilt. Understand that if you are aiming for something bigger in life, you have to move out of that comfort space. And that comfort space means letting go of the people who do not belong and resonate with that new you. So any transformation will happen with letting go of people, with letting go of situations, because you are growing. Now, if that person truly believes in growth, take that person along with you in the growth. But if that person doesn't want to believe in growth and is bringing in those negative aspects in your life, it's okay to leave that person and move ahead. It's okay to let go. Creativity space is needed. A creative space is needed for your growth. And when people, we all will find ourselves initially lonely. but it's for the better good. When we go towards that successful path, you will find a new set of people. And those new set of people are the people that you truly want to be with, because you recognize yourself with them. You can vibe with that similar tribe because their mindset is similar to you. You're thinking in that process. If you're constantly surrounded by complaining people, you will always be in that complaining zone. You will always be in that victim mode. Okay, so if you have already overcome your victimhood by taking 100% responsibility, isolation will not affect you. It's a very simple way. So when we work on all the other resistance languages, isolation can be very smoothly handled. Instead of thinking I am alone, I'm lonely, I will put myself into a situation where this job demands me to be like this, and I'm going to give in my full effort because I'm going to make the most of my creative space. This creative space is only temporary for me. I'm going to find my tribe very soon, and I will again start being around with people. It's okay to not associate yourself with people. And if the people rightly connect with you, and if the people rightly believe in your vision, they will come along with you. They are the right set of people you want to take along. So isolation is a factor that can stop you, because there is a fear of survival. How will I survive alone? I've always been surrounded with people. I will not have friends. I will not get to socialize. It's okay. You will find a new set of people you're socializing with. You know, in my journey, isolation was a very important part, because I left an entire family, an entire city, and moved to a new city, started a new life, made new people. All my clients ultimately became the people I was actually socializing with, because that's where I needed to work with. That's the part. So it's okay if the other people didn't come along with me. It's okay to leave if they really believe in you. If they really are the right people for you, they will stay. They will hold on. They will not leave you. And if they are complaining, it is their problem. You know, you don't have to associate yourself with them. That's where you draw a line with isolation. Okay. So it's a very temporary thing until you find your own tribe. So don't let isolation kick your, make you more fearful in your journey. Rational support, I think it's very common. Sympathy. Rational support is nothing but people start offering sympathy. When you go through something bad in your life, when you're in a fall in your life, in your personal or professional growth, you were somewhere and you have come down now, the entire world will come to give their support to you. Okay, I understand, I feel you, I do this, I do that, you know, but they will try to weaken you. You know, this rational support is nothing but a weakness. Remember that. The more support you are gaining from people, you know, it's more weakening you, because they will tell you to stay there. They will tell you it's okay, you know, you're losing out, you know. Okay, say for example, I start on a diet, a very simple, I think every day we may go through in our own families. Suddenly one day we start to take care of our health, and then we are like, okay, I want to go on a diet. And then people will be like, no, it's just eat it for one day. No, it won't happen. It's okay, eat it for one day. And when you give into that one day is not a one day, it's an everlasting phase of your life where you're constantly giving in. So that weakens you. Do not let your family or your friends or anybody in that rational group use the sympathy as a weakness towards you to make you weak. Take it as a strength. Reject it. I don't want sympathy. I don't want anything. I want to pursue what I'm doing. And it's okay. It's hard, but I will do it. People will come and tell you, take a break. You really need a break. Unless you truly feel that you need a break, you don't have to give in to anybody. Please draw a line. Please create a healthy boundary where you allow people to come and interfere in your life, and where you tell the people that, no, I will not let you interfere because this is my life. Ultimately, I have to deal with it. I am working on a project. I'm towards the end of the project, and I take a break from that project, and everything goes haywire, and I'm lost, and I can't come back to it. So I know myself better. So I will not take a break then. But yes, my body does deserve a break. I will schedule a timeline for it, and I will shut myself off. I will give myself that break that I deserve. But I will not let people tell me that, because this love that I'm not saying be proud, don't say that in an ego way. Don't say that in a very egoistic way. Say that in a very beautiful way, that, you know, you will take care of it. Understand them. Accept what they are saying, but only, it's like, hear everybody, but do what your heart says. So don't let that part weaken you. Keep that aside. Yes, I do need a break. Acknowledge their concern, acknowledge their love. The moment you put an acknowledged message towards the other person will stop weakening you, because they only are looking for an acknowledgement. When somebody comes to you, they want an acknowledgement from you that you have understood what they're saying. I have acknowledged it. I will work towards it in my way. Okay, that will become your strength. So identify people who weaken you and stay away from them. Identify people who empower you and move ahead with them, because if not, it will truly impact your drive and your ambition that you have for yourself, because everyone goes through at a different pace, and pace is very important. Self-medication. We all are prone to self-medication. Why? Because we think that anything goes wrong, offer a pill. Okay, pill can be in the form of a medicine, pill can be in the form of drugs, pills can be in the form of addiction, pills can be in the form of smoking, drinking, alcoholism, everything. Everything is a part of self-medication here. Why does this happen? Because we are all having strong minds, but we are very weak at our body. The moment our body stops to respond, our mind becomes weak again, and then we give in to things that are not required for us. So we need to understand that it's a very thin line here, okay? That if alone at that thin line, when you're transitioning towards any addiction, be it any sort of addiction, that thin line you're crossing, you should know that just give your mind a reassurance of the dream that you had initially when you started it. And with every dream comes with so many things, okay? Refocus on that dream. That dream will put a higher value in your mind. And when that higher value is there, you know that these are very temporary things. You can just discard them. So the best way to get rid of alcoholism or addictions or any sort of addiction that we may have, you know, towards binge watching, towards pornography, towards drugs, towards anything for that matter, I think that you have to enhance your productivity. Your coping mechanisms will start working towards it. Your mind has to take a strong hold and tell your mind that this is an Anu auntie. And how am I going to overcome this? Imagine that Anu auntie that you have created for yourself. Put that Anu auntie in the picture and fight it with it. Fight with it out. That's the only way to get out of it. Create a high value, and that high self-value will automatically move you out of that addiction. That's the best way to do it. Spirituality. We all associate the moment we, you know, there is also a new kind of an ego that we all experience, a spiritual ego these days. You know, if I'm working at myself, I'm very spiritually high and I'm in a very good space, and you know, money is nothing and money is not important for me. And we start believing and comparing spirituality with materialism when there is no comparison. I would say that we can just marry spiritualism and materialism. How? Why? If you see that a lot of people tell us that if you're spiritual, you should not chase money, you should not have money. But yet spirituality, why is it so expensive? Only rich people can avail the spiritual aspect also, if I have to put it like that way. It's so important to understand that even to go into spirituality, you need to be rich. You need to have that money. Otherwise, spirituality doesn't come to you easily. Spirituality is not for everybody, maybe. We have started taking our first pace towards spirituality. When we start taking our first step towards spirituality, we need to understand that it's not, being spiritual is not saying no to money, or it's not going against the morals of money. If we are able to make more money, how much more people you will impact in your lives, right? Let money be a byproduct. Now, this byproduct is not your focus, but it's a byproduct, and this byproduct is very important. So you focus on your passion, you focus on a vision that you've created for yourself, and let not money be the front factor in it, but let it be in the side, let it be as a byproduct. Whatever you work towards your passion will bring in that money, and that money, you can utilize it to bring in more change, more transformation in the world. So if I want to bring in more transformation, if I want to impact millions of people through my coaching, through my healing, through my blissful transformations, how can I do that? If I'm not going to have the money to invest in my business, if I'm not going to have the money to reach out to a large audience, how will I be able to help and impact people? So money is important. Why are we putting that belief system with money? When we are talking about belief systems, I told you I'll come back to money. Money is an important part. And we are all abundant with money. Money is in abundance because the universe only works with abundance. It's we who limit our belief systems to create that abundant flow and make it a very small flow and very restrictive and very temporary. So understand that spirituality is not about saying no to money or materialism. Let's marry it together. Let's take it together with us. Over the period of time, that materialism will not actually be materialism, but it will materialize into something more important, which will be able to help you bring in profound transformations in the world, in whatever aim you're achieving in. Even if you want to donate every single day or every month, you decide, okay, I have to donate some set of money. I want to help the poor people. How will you donate if you don't have money? So let us understand that every good human being has the moral responsibility to be rich, so that financial surplus can be utilized for the betterment of the world. If you want to better the world, you need to be rich yourself. It's a simple way of saying, if I have this cup, and okay, if I have this cup is an empty cup right now. And if I have this empty cup and I'm helping the world, I'm helping world with my emptiness. I'm giving void to my world that I want to help with. Rather, if I fill my own cup, this is a filled cup right now that I have, this filled cup, I will be able to help more people because I'll be able to pour something in that cup, which is very much needed for them. So fill your own cups before you set aside to fill the other people. So it's not bad to earn money. Money is not the root of all evil. Yet money is not the root of all happiness also. Money is just a byproduct, treat it like that, and marry spiritualism with materialism. It's okay. It's not okay to not chase money. Let's just put it like that, because that's the belief system that we give to ourselves. So understand that if we're able to overcome this, we are a much stronger person in our own lives. Beauty, we start associating looks with confidence. It's a very, very practical thing we face every single day. Gift yourself the being of comfortable with who you are. You are the best who you are because it's your journey. Nobody has to come and tell you how you look and what you look and how you should look. Yes, dressing is very important. Yes, looks are very important. But yet, how many times have we seen people? They may be so beautiful to look at. They may be so well dressed, but the moment they open their mouth, they want to run away from there. Why? Because they don't know how to communicate. They're not confident. They don't know how to speak. They don't know how to put themselves there. So when I talk about grooming, I always tell this, that grooming is more about internal grooming. You may not be well dressed, but if you have that inner qualities inside you, which will portray out when you in action, your thoughts, words, and lines will be in action. Your beauty and your dressing will no more be important. It's all in the mind, right? So both are important. Yet one can take over the other. If your inner beauty is strong, your outer beauty can be taken over. So whenever you start feeling disassociated with your looks or with the being the way you are, ask yourself, if you want to overcome this resistance, ask yourself who you are. Okay, balance. For success, we always try to work on balance. I would say don't work on balance. Aim for harmony. Let balance take a backseat and aim for harmony. Because if we are trying to balance everything together, no, that overwhelm starts to kick in, right? So understand that let's start what we are doing. Let's move ahead. And over the period of time, instead of when we stop changing the balance, the harmony will kick in. We will be able to harmonize. We will be able to honor our hard work. Balance comes easily when you achieve success. When you achieve that success, return to your balance. If you say that I will diet also together, I will work out also, I will do this also, I will start everything together, overwhelm kicks in balance. And it's possible that we are not able to maintain a balance. When we start a new business and we want to do everything together, it's okay. We are going to get off balance. But that off balance, if you keep working on it, it will bring harmony in your life. So believe that harmony will kick in no matter what. So don't get bogged down by it. Work towards getting better. Humble. We are almost towards the end of our resistance languages. I think humbleness is a very, very important strength. If we are humble, we are strength. Humble is consciously overlooked over a period of time. We find people around us who will feel that, it's gotten into our head and that's why this person is behaving like that. And we, with success, the fear of success, we feel that we no longer remain humble. Successful people are not humble. That's the common belief system we all have. Let's look at it from a different story. They are humble and that is their strength and that is amplifying. Okay, so it's all how we put it across. The last, my favorite, I always say, change is the constant of life. If you want to change, if you want your life to be constantly moving the way you want it, change is going to happen and embrace the change. That's what the growth mindset is all about. With every growth brings change that we are not used to. It will test our patience. Universe will put us to so many tests with so many factors when we decide to change and take charge of our life. All you have to do is stand up for yourself and yes, I am ready for the change. That's the best way to deal with it. Coming back to my Anu auntie that I brought to you, this is how your enemy will look like. Whatever resistance that we've spoken about will be invisible, will be very intelligent. That's why it's always looking for taking over you. It will be unreasonably demanding. Okay, it will never sleep. It will move in one direction from lower to high. It will keep taking you ahead in your resistance journey. And the most important, it will be extremely powerful at the finishing line. Right when you're about to kick off that prospect, right when you're about to kick off that role in your life that you were looking forward to, that moment of your life, resistance will, Anu auntie will pop in and tell you something and you will fail. So when you are aware that this is all how resistance is going to speak, I think we are able to implement it in a much, much stronger way. So awareness is the key. You know that your enemy is speaking to you in these languages. So you know how to deal with that enemy. How will you deal with that enemy? First, understand there is an enemy. Your resistance is your enemy. This enemy is looking forward to destroy you. Like any battle and any war front, your enemy will always destroy you. But this enemy is inside you. It is not you. The moment you realize you are not your own enemy, there is another person, and that another factor is inside you. You have to deal with that factor. So the real you must fight with the resistance inside you. And when you start dreaming, resistance will come second. Your dream has come first. A resistance has come after every dream. So who came first? The dream. So who will work first? The dream. Resistance will be taking a backseat. And the moment you move ahead in your life with the dream and the desire, your resistance will follow. The universe will bring in all the force to bring you every single way and ray of hope in your life, and you will feel magical. I've experienced this in my life. The moment I started overcoming resistance, and I stopped telling myself, I used to tell myself a lot that, but I don't have help. This was my strongest limiting belief, that I can't ask for help. I have to be there for my son. Nobody's going to be there. Over a period of time, fighting over that resistance, I understood that it was a belief system, and I overcome that belief system. Assistance started following me throughout. I'm not the only one responsible for my son. There are so many people who take care of it. And there are so many people who come forward to help. If I'm busy, I'll find somebody just coming out of the way and saying, I'll take your son out for a play, or, for a play date. It just happens. And it has happened to me over the period of time. I'm telling you, assistance follows the moment you decide to kick out the resistance. So stop limiting yourself. Okay. That's about the resistance factor. I hope you understood how to do it. And I hope that it was essentially rewarding for you to understand how to overcome it. It doesn't end with limiting beliefs and resistance. We need to also celebrate our progress. Acknowledge the effort of our teammates. Acknowledge your own effort. Celebrate it. Set milestones. Share your success with the world. Share your testimonials with the world. Share what you have done. It's not a matter of ego or a pride. It's a matter of sharing with people so they know that you are also a part of that journey. And it's okay. It shouldn't come out like, I'm trying to brag about myself, but I'm sharing it because I want people to know that it's possible. I am sharing my story today with you because I have done it and I know it's possible to do it. Will that give you a ray of hope? Yes, it will. So please share your success stories, reward yourself time to time, practice gratitude. And most importantly, you are not alone in this world. You are still associated with the worldly world. So celebrate others' growth and success as if it were your own. Instead of competition, work towards a collaborative mode where you're celebrating everybody's success and you're contributing somewhere in that success. Let's be a contribution to everybody's success and let everybody else be a contribution to our success. That's how you celebrate with a growth mindset. Okay. Warren Buffett said, read 500 pages every day. That's how knowledge works. It builds up. Like compound interest, all you can do it, but I guarantee many of you will not do it. And this is important. Many of us are capable of doing it, but we will not be able to do it. Why? Because we are restricting ourselves. So love for learning and continuous improvement will help you in a growth mindset. And I feel that we are reading, as I said to you initially, it's not a one-time thing. It's a work in progress. We are always working in progress, and hence we should always continuously work towards our learning and improvement. Skill yourself, upskill yourself with sessions, upskill yourself with just not learning in the session, but putting it into practice. The action only happens when you put it into practice. That's where you will see the result. So if you want the right result, put the right thoughts, put the right words, and put the right actions into your play. Okay. From $2 billion, he made to $139 billion. I'm going to show you some math over here. 1 million if you have with you, and if you spend even $1 per second, $1 per second, it will almost take you 11.5 days to complete that 1 million. 1 billion if you have, and you spend $1 per second, again, it will take you 37 years to finish that 1 billion. Can you imagine that kind of money we're talking about is what he made from $2 to $139 billion. All how was it possible? By his love for learning and his love for continuous improvement. So we all are working towards it, right? So now you know what your solution is, right? So we always, to develop a growth mindset, we work towards a solution-oriented approach. What is the outcome that you desire? What is it that you want? Your event is going to be the same. You will change your response. Your variable is your response. What is it that I can put in my event happening to get me the desired outcome? How do I do that? Only by taking 100% responsibility. So I think this is a very important slide again. If you want to make a note of it, make a note of it. I always keep reminding myself, whenever I don't get the desired outcome that I want, I ask myself first, what is the outcome? Okay, this is the event, this is the outcome. Now, what should I do to get that outcome? I should take 100% responsibility and work on it. Very important to work on it. Okay, practical strategies for CA. We need to overcome the fear of failure, embracing mistakes. I'll take you through the slides quickly. We all have this fear of losing a client. making mistakes. As Shripriya also said, it's okay to make mistakes. It's okay to get off track. It's okay. As far as we are able to embrace it in the right mindset, we will be able to overcome it. We are all humans. We are not supernatural beings. So let's not put ourselves there. You know, I always say that I don't want to be a superwoman. I just don't want to be that wonder superwoman. I am human being first, and let me work towards my fears and mistakes and embrace them and my imperfections and work towards getting them aligned. But just to prove myself that I'm a superwoman, I don't want to miss over the life that has been created. Right? So losing client, making mistakes, missing deadlines, changes in the industry, legal issues, career growth, technology, this will all come and hit you. This will all come and test you. Understand that it's okay. We can go back to that mindset and tell our mindset that we don't want to be fixed. We want to grow. So how is it that I can learn technology? How is it that I can overcome this? How is it that if I missed a deadline, I can work towards better time management? How can I work on better networking skills too? You know, instead of losing a client, can I collaborate with the client instead of letting him go? Okay, can I work towards my career growth? All of these things. With all of it comes constructive criticism. By Winston Churchill, criticism may not be agreeable, but it is necessary. It fulfills the same functions as pain in your human body. It calls attention to an unhealthy state of things. The moment your body has, why does the pain come in your body? To tell you that you are not healthy and you're not working towards it, so start taking care of it. It's like a precaution, it's like a warning symbol to you. So same way, criticism is your warning symbol. Take it in that limelight, work towards it, and work in constructive environment. Do not feel destructive with it. Do not start going into the guilt and shame and doubt and fear because somebody criticized you. Work towards constructive criticism. Again, a solution I would like to give you. The moment you say, I can't do it, work towards, I can't do it yet. Let that word yet come in after the I can't do it. It'll play a very important role in your life. These are a few sentences which I use constantly. The moment you say, I can't do it yet, but can I do it year after? Yes, I can do it. So I'll move from yet to year after. If you're in a victim mode and you're constantly blaming yourself, why me? Why does this happen to me all the time? Tell your mind, try me. You know, if it has come to me, I'll take this as a challenge and I'll move ahead with me. So why me can be converted into try me. Unclear mode, whenever there is no clarity in your mind, okay? Tell yourself, I'm a very strong believer of meant to be, and people somehow tease me also with that. You know, they call me the meant to be girl, but I like that because it gives me more clarity. I say to myself every time, if it's meant to be, it is up to me. It is all a part of your divine plan. If it's meant to be, it will come to you. It will happen to you. So don't get your mind into that unclear mode. Just flow with the flow. When you want to take action, remind yourself and tell you no longer. The moment you say no longer, all the forces of resistance that were coming, all the Anu aunties that were coming close to you will take a step back because you have decided to say no longer. Develop a growth-minded, growth-oriented support system. Why do we need to develop a growth-oriented support system? Because we need communities. We need to feel a sense of well-being. So establish communities. Like if for my example, in my own Blissful Navigator, I have 2-3 communities called the Human Bliss Club community, the Reading Bliss Club community, where we constantly read together, we share perspectives together, we learn together. So people who cannot do, overcome their belief systems, or people who are always constantly surrounded by fear, they find a like-minded community and they share with the community, and the community helps in each other growing. So like that, if you're a professional, you can find your own professional communities and transact with them, network with them, collaborate with them, and support each other, because ultimately it takes an entire world to bring us together. You know, it takes a team effort. You cannot grow alone. Positive feedback and visual reminders. These are again an important part of the leader strategy. I don't think I'm going to take much time here because we all know that positive feedback is very important. So create a progress chart for yourself, and that will help you in continuous learning. Affirmations. I strongly believe that this is something that I share every single day on my Instagram story, on LinkedIn, on WhatsApp, everywhere. And I wake up in the morning and I write an affirmation for myself. Now, when we talk about affirmations, again, it's very misleading because when we affirm, we have to be very careful about what we affirm, because what if whatever we wanted comes true and it's not in our highest good? So it took me over a period of so many years to understand what true affirmations are. So there are these few lines that I put out in my affirmation where I say, with the divine healing grace of God, considering all aspects, we need to consider all the aspects that we are in, right? Not just one aspect that we are looking into. We may look into one aspect, that one aspect may be beneficial to us, but maybe that one aspect is not beneficial to your child's life or your partner's life or your colleague's life. So in the highest good of all concerned, so we are considering all aspects. We are asking for an affirmation in the highest good of all concerned. And we are not coming out of a void frequency, but we are coming out of a gratitude frequency. We are coming out of a frequency of fulfillment, where we say, for example, I'm a brilliant manager of my time and self and productively working on my vision and goals. We have covered so many aspects here. Thank you in full faith. So be it, so be it, so be it, and so it is. What have we given? We have given a declaration. This affirmation becomes a declaration that I am doing all of this. And I'm doing all of this considering all the aspects around me, considering the health and well-being of all the people around me. So if this doesn't happen to me in a particular day, there is no doubt and fear that the universe is not working for me. The message that my brain gets is that it did not happen because it was not in the highest good of me or for anybody around me. Maybe considering all the aspects, this affirmation was not needed for me. So it didn't happen. So we don't create doubts and fears. So rightful affirmation is again, so when you're making your affirmation, seek help, find the right person who will help you with it and then make it. And don't just blindly go and do it. Why all of this? Now, all of this will help you in growing mindset, right? Because you are giving yourself that positivity. You're affirming positive statements into your head. When you affirm positive statements into a filled cup, it will just overflow. So first you need to empty your cup and then you need to fill yourself. That's again a very important key to note here. In the end, I'm going to take you through this video. Please watch it.
So many years ago, when I was 19 years old, I had a meeting with a man that I'd never met before that was introduced to me by my brother. And this man was very successful financially, with his family, as a philanthropist, as a businessman. And he asked me one question that defined the trajectory of my life. And the question he asked me was I interested in achieving my life's goals and dreams? Or was I committed to achieving them? And he said, if I was interested, I would do what's convenient. But if I was committed, I would do whatever it takes. And Mr. Alan Brown said to me, he says, John, he says, if you're interested, you'll do what's convenient. You'll believe your stories and excuses, and you'll continue to be a victim of your current reality and circumstances. You'll come up with all the reasons why you can't achieve those goals, and that's what you will be focusing on for the rest of your life. He said, and the big difference is if you're committed, you'll start today to let go of your stories, your excuses, your reasons why you're achieving your certain results right now and why you can't achieve any of those goals and dreams you wrote down on this piece of paper. So if you're committed, you'll upgrade your knowledge. If you're committed, you'll upgrade your skills. If you're committed, you'll come in every single day and figure out how you can achieve those goals and why you must versus why you can't and why you won't. And after he explained the difference between interest and commitment to me, I put my hand out and I shook his hand. I said, Mr. Brown, I'm committed. I was scared shitless to say that I'm committed because I had to let go of all my reasons why I couldn't achieve my goals and dreams. And the very act of writing my goals and then saying to him and then to myself, making a commitment to myself to be committed, I started to achieve the financial and life goals and dreams that I wrote down on that piece of paper. And not only did I achieve every one of those, I way exceeded every single goal. That's when my whole life changed. One commitment, one moment in my life, I said that I was committed to my financial and health and relationship and career and business and charitable goals and the travel goals and the health goals I had. I was committed to all my goals. He said, great. Well, the first action steps towards commitment is to develop a plan for how you're going to actually achieve those goals. So here's my question for you. Are you interested in achieving your financial and health and relationships and career and business goals, your travel goals, or are you committed? So many years ago, when I was 19 years old, I had a meeting with a man that I'd never met before that was introduced to me by my brother. And this man was very successful financially, with his family, as a philanthropist, as a businessman. And he asked me one question that defined the trajectory of my life.
And the question he asked me was I interested in achieving my life's goals and dreams, or was I committed to achieving them? And he said, if I was interested, I would do what's convenient. But if I was committed, I would do whatever it takes. And Mr. Alan Brown said to me, he says, John, he says, if you're interested, you'll do what's convenient. You'll believe your stories and excuses, and you'll continue to be a victim of your current reality and circumstances. You'll come up with all the reasons why you can't achieve those goals, and that's what you will be focusing on for the rest of your life. He said, and the big difference is if you're committed, you'll start today to let go of your stories, your excuses, your reasons why you're achieving your certain results right now, and why you can't achieve any of those goals and dreams you wrote down on this piece of paper. So if you're committed, you'll upgrade your knowledge. If you're committed, you'll upgrade your skills. If you're committed, you'll come in every single day and figure out how you can achieve those goals and why you must versus why you can't and why you won't. And after he explained the difference between interest and commitment to me, I put my hand out and I shook his hand. I said, Mr. Brown, I'm committed. I was scared shitless to say that I'm committed because I had to let go of all of my reasons why I couldn't achieve my goals and dreams. And the very act of writing my goals and then saying to him and then to myself, making a commitment to myself to be committed, I started to achieve the financial and life goals and dreams that I wrote down on that piece of paper. And not only did I achieve every one of those, I way exceeded every single goal. That's when my whole life changed. One commitment, one moment in my life, I said that I was committed to my financial and health and relationship and career and business and charitable goals and the travel goals and the health goals that I had. I was committed to all my goals. He said, great. Well, the first action steps towards commitment is to develop a plan for how you're going to actually achieve those goals. So here's my question for you. Are you interested in achieving your financial and health and relationships and career and business goals, your travel goals, or are you committed?
Yes. So with this, I think my question to all of you, and I would like all of you to write down on this question, on this paper that you have with you right now. Are you committed? Ask yourself, am I committed or am I just interested? Because that will change your role plan. That will change your goals. That will take your action plan to a different extent. And when you say commitment, resistance will not find a place. Belief systems will start changing over a period of time. But the moment you say interested, they will keep coming because interest is not as good as commitment. That's what I wanted to bring to you. Whatever you do, ultimately, the end of the growth mindset has to be conclusion and action planning, which is commitment to continuous growth and development. So the key takeaways, your mindset can change like clay. It can be shaped. Find your own Anu Auntie. Anu Auntie belong to me. It's my personal, demon that I've created, the resistance factor. I think you can create your own. Keep out from your growth zone. Let the Anu Auntie not interfere in your life. Take charge of your life. Learn and be flexible and surround yourself with positivity. Surround yourself with understand the difference between positivity and toxic positivity. Anyone who's giving you positivity and is coming out of a void, that positivity may be toxic to you. So understand that every positivity that you gain is not rightful positivity. So get positivity and not toxic positivity. Find people who are already full. Find people who are willing to pour out of their fullness rather than of their void. So associate with the right kind of people who make you feel good. Right. With this, I would like to thank all of you for watching this and being there with me. I would like to thank most importantly, I would like to thank my mother and my son, because of whom I'm able to do all of this. Because of their support, I think my son is my biggest support and my biggest strength today, where I can just rely upon him and do things which I want to do. Earlier, there was a point, I would like to share this little bit. I'll take 2 more minutes of yours. There was a point in my life where I felt that my son was a weakness to me. And because I have a son, because I'm going to handle everything by myself, I'm not able to move out of the house. I'm not able to work. I'm not able to do that. But one day my son just told me that, mommy, you can just do whatever you want to do. I'm here for you. And that one statement got all the resistance kick out of me. And I started to do what I had to do. And today he's my biggest strength and supporter. And my mother, of course, who takes care of a lot of things for me. So thank you for everybody. And thank you all of you for watching this, for making that change in your life. Pat yourself on your back because you have already started your journey to commitment with this session. And I wish you loads and loads of luck, blessings, and gratitude towards this journey of your life, and navigate it in the most beautiful way. So thank you once again, ICAI, PSEC, all of the enablers, and the chairman and the vice chairman, and my beautiful audience. Thank you so much. Yes.
Thank you. Thank you very much, madam.
I would definitely love a feedback from everybody. And if you can drop in a message or a mail or anything to actually tell me or ask your questions to me, what change you feel or what is the resistance, I would love that feedback. Thank you.
Okay. All right, madam. We have a few questions to be posed on you, madam. Yes. On the question session that Rajesh Kumar is also not present due to some exigencies. Okay, let me pose the question, madam.
Okay.
How to get rid of this pressure of this present world, so-called, that is the today's world, pressurable world. So give me some tips, madam.
How to get over the pressure. In Hindi there is a saying that कुछ तो लोग कहेंगे, लोगों का काम है कहना. अगर हम यही सोचते रहेंगे कि लोग क्या कहेंगे, तो हम उसी में रह जाएंगे. So in English, if I have to put it like that, if you're constantly thinking about what the world is saying to you, you are constantly falling in the pit of the societal pressure. So first, stop focusing on what people are saying, because if your thoughts are going to be focused on what they are saying and not focused on what you need to do, you're doing their job also. Let them do their job. You do your job. And your job is to understand and take responsibility of your life. They are not going to come to you. Ultimately, we are born alone and we have to go alone. So our responsibility of our lives is ours. So stop focusing on the peer pressure. Stop focusing on what people are going to think about you. You do what feels right to you. Your right may be very different from the society's right, and their right may be very different from yours. So your right can become their wrong can be your right. We all don't know what is right for us. Not even our parents know, not even our well-wishers know. But your intuition, your gut, your higher self knows what is right for you. So tune in to your higher self, tune into your intuition, tune into your gut feeling. When your gut is speaking to you, it is a very strong feeling. It will come to you. So make yourself free from the societal pressures to focus on your inner self. And when you introspect and every day give yourself some me time, I think that peer pressure will stop speaking to you. The peer pressure itself is a pressure. Just don't look at it. Just focus on yourself. If we change, we can change the world. Let's stop focusing on other people.
Okay. Thank you, madam. The next question that I want to pose is, what to do, madam, if ethics, principles, human values come in the way of growth?
Human value, ethicals, and principles
human value, ethics, principles, become, that is, if this come in way of growth, how to handle it? Give me some tips.
You have to answer this by yourself, to yourself. Ask yourself this question: am I doing the right thing for myself? As I said, ethics, values, society, all of this have been created by somebody, right? These are not God created, or this is not something that has just come to us. We ourselves have created this. So if you find the right supporting evidence to support your statements, and I think if you feel is right, it's okay to go ahead with that. But that doesn't mean you go away from the moral values. I think moral values are for a certain reason, because if there are moral values, you will be etched to your moral standards. And that is also important. That standing and etching is also important for all of us. So given the importance that it deserves, do not let it overcome you. Do not let it eat you up, is what I will say. In the name of moral standards, in the name of ethics, do not give in to the resistance that is coming. Be ethical, yet being ethical, you can do things that you want to do. Find another way to do it. That's all. So it's all about finding ways and finding solutions. So if you work with the solution mindset, it will not come in the way of your growth. It's because we are only looking at it from one aspect, not from other aspects. I think that's where the journey begins. Yes.
Okay, madam. One more final question, madam. How to distinguish appreciation and chaplaincy?
That's a very, very important question. I would love to know who asked this question, if there's a possibility. Thank you for asking this question. I feel that most of us are that chaplusi is a very Hindi word, and we are constantly buttering up people. We find that there is some important person in the life, and they can take us to from one level to the other level. We stop being genuine. Authenticity is the key. The more genuine you are, the more natural you are with your feedback. Let that feedback be any. It's okay. People will start looking at you differently. So you don't have to butter up your way up. You just have to be authentic, and authenticity goes a very, very long way. My idea is to always be natural, be who you are. If you don't know something, I will always admit it. I don't know it. Maybe I will learn about it and come back to you. Maybe I'll find a way towards it and come back to you. But just to satisfy your needs at that moment, I'm not going to say yes to everything. I feel, in fact, in my opinion, it's okay to say no. And when you start saying no, people start respecting you more. So it's all about being authentic. So appreciation should not be in the form of buttering up or chaplusi. It should be authentic. It should be natural. It should come with the flow. And it should be filled with gratitude. There is something to learn from everybody. So can we just get that something from everybody and appreciate about that? One more line I will add here. Do not look for something that is very big. Find the small things when you're talking to a person. Maybe that was one small thing which you will find authentic in every person, where you will not have to cover up with buttering, but you will genuinely be able to give a compliment to that person. And when you give that compliment to that person for that little thing which nobody else, focused upon, but you put your attention onto it, that will create the wonder in your world. So I think that's the way to it. Be authentic, be yourself, be who you are. You'll be taken for the best face value.
Okay, madam. Eye opener and enlightened in many ways, and also with the that is debunk the many myths what we have. Thank you, madam.
Thank you so much.
Right, madam. Now I think we can go to that is in summary part. Now I request our treasurer of branch, the Mayur Kasliwal, to present the summary.
Good afternoon, everybody.
Bless afternoon.
Good afternoon, madam. It is my privilege to summarize this wonderful session by CA Pooja Bardia, madam. Today's webcast reiterates the transformative potential of growth mindset and its capacity to unlock individuals' full potential. Today's webcast demonstrates that the way we think about our abilities can profoundly impact our action and outcomes. By cultivating a growth mindset, individuals can embrace challenges, persist in the face of setbacks, and continue to learn and improve throughout their lives. Today's webcast also highlights the practical strategies for transforming into growth mindset, provide a roadmap for personal and professional growth. In today's session, we have learned various issues of growth mindset of chartered accountants. Thank you very much, ma'am.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Mayur. Actually, we feel happy and feel light after attending this session. So, okay, now we switch over to the vote of thanks. I request our managing committee member and past chairperson, MS Manju Bashni madam, to present vote of thanks.
Thank you, sir. It has been such an honor to be a part of this wonderful webcast on navigating growth mindset for CAs organized by the Professional Skills Enrichment Committee, ICAI. On behalf of the Professional Skills Enrichment Committee, we would like to extend our heartfelt gratitude to our speaker, CA Pooja Badia, for her enlightening session. CA Dr. Anuj Goel, Chairman, Professional Skills Enrichment Committee, and CA Shri Priya Kumar, Vice Chairman, Professional Skills Enrichment Committee, for their active guidance. Sincere thanks to the event enablers from Pondicherry branch of SIRC of ICAI, who enable the webcast throughout. Wide round of applause and thanks to our speaker, CA Pooja Badia, Professional Skills Enrichment Committee, SEAI, and other stakeholders who made the webcast a memorable one. Finally, we would like to thank all of you present here and helping us making this webcast a grand success. Thank you once again, one and all. Thank you.
Thank you, madam. It's time to wind up.
Thank you so much. And this is a request to everybody. So we were not able to take in so many questions, of course, because time is pressing. So you can put out your questions to me. You can put out your questions on there and get in touch. I will try my best to help each one of you individually with that. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yes.
Recording stopped.